In this short video, I'm going to show you how I made a realistic flashing taillight for my model railway using simple electronic components and a little bit of scratch building. My electrics are going to sit inside the hopper, hidden by the load, and here's everything I'm using, all lined up and ready to go. I'm starting my circuit with a piece of Vera board, which has copper contacts and is pre-drilled for all the components I need. The first of which is a coin cell battery holder, just stuck to the insulated side of the board, with the two contact prongs pushed through, ready to be soldered to the copper strips. I'm also using a micro switch, which pushes through the board in the same way, with one of the contacts on the same strip as the negative of the battery holder, and the on position attached to that blue wire. We're also going to need a resistor to prevent the LED in the light from blowing, and the two wires of that are bent over and poked through the board as well. On the other side of the board we can see the soldering. Here are the contacts from the battery holder and either side of the resistor. And here we have the other contact from the battery holder, one side of the switch, and the on contact of the switch going to that blue cable. And that's our circuit board complete. That will sit in the bottom of the hopper. Now we come to our scratch built lamp. For this I'm using a strip of the same kind of material used on the circuit board, which cuts and drills very cleanly, unlike plasticard. And having drilled a hole the size of our LED, I've cut both sides with a razor saw to make the body of the lamp. For the handle I'm using some brass strip, which is cut to the thickness of the body and wrapped around, glued to the three sides, leaving a loop for the handle at the top. Our LED flashes automatically, so we don't have to worry about any extra circuitry. But we only want the very end of that round bit showing through our lamp, so I'm covering the rest of the LED with black insulating tape, this time for light. Then it just pushes through the hole in our lamp body, which still needs cleaning up and painting. Now we need to find a place at the back of the wagon for our lamp, and starting by drilling two pilot holes, I can cut a rectangle the size of the body of the LED. Then I need two holes for the prongs of the LED, but as I don't know quite where they're going to come out inside the hopper, I'm carefully drilling the first diagonally from outside. The second one can be drilled from inside, just next door to the first. The LED can then be gently eased into the rectangular hole, with the two prongs poking through the holes inside the hopper. Now it's a case of joining up both parts of the circuit. The yellow wire is our positive, coming from the battery via the resistor, and that needs to be soldered to the longer of the two prongs, the blue wire going to the shorter one. Then for the finishing touches. Our scratch-built lamp body has now had a couple of coats of white paint, which has nicely bulked up the handle, and we can just push it into position to make sure it fits. Then with a final coat of paint, a bit of tidying up, and the addition of the reflective red panel, it's time to turn it on. We don't really need the micro switch. We could just take the battery in and out, but it does make it super easy to use. And with the load back in place, and all the electrical gubbins hidden, we're ready for our first run, at the back of a full freight train of Yeoman hoppers. If you've enjoyed this video and found it useful, why don't you check out some of my other projects, and please don't forget to like and subscribe.